Welcome back once again to your YouTube infotainment channel, CNW 24/7. Last class we were trying to explore the plot of the play, The Hour of the Truth. So we came to understand for telling three words, I don't remember, John Gresham offered a reward of $100,000. By coming to know about such a huge amount of money, the family members of Robert Baldwin tried to make Baldwin agree to the proposal of $100,000 and tell a lie. The family begins to persuade her, telling Robert Baldwin, come on, agree to Robert Baldwin to say a lie, and to help John Gresham come out of jail. At first, Robert Baldwin is shocked because Robert Baldwin is an honest man. Martha, his wife, tells him that since they named her, they means both Robert Baldwin and his wife Martha named their son. I told it in the first segment. Named their son's name after John Gresham. This John is named to their only son as John. It would be a disgrace to their son if John Gresham is sent to jail. If John Gresham is sent to jail, it would be a disgrace to Robert Baldwin and Martha's son, who was named after John Gresham as John. Also, it was John Gresham. Not only that one, it was John Gresham, the president of the band, who sponsored John's baptism naming ceremony according to Christian religion. Baptism was sponsored, financially assisted and financially helped by John Gresham, who sponsored John's baptism ceremony, naming the child according to Christian religion. With these words, by telling these two things, Mrs. Martha forces Baldwin to help John Gresham come out freely from jail. That is the persuasion of Robert Baldwin's wife Martha. Next, his daughter Evie comes. She is coming with another substantiation to persuade Robert Baldwin to agree to the proposal of the amount of $100,000 and make free John Gresham from jail. To Evie, according to Evie, Baldwin's daughter, if John Gresham tells the depositors that he will pay everything back, the next day, then they will hate Robert Baldwin for sending John Gresham to jail. Evie says is a reasonable substantiation. If John Gresham tells all his depositors that he will pay them off, pay all their money, the next day, even the depositors will hate her father Robert Baldwin to send John Gresham to jail. That is what her substantiation. They will hate Robert Baldwin for sending John Gresham to jail. John supports, again, Robert Baldwin's son comes, John supports Evie by saying, nobody wants to see him punished. Yes, all the depositors will get their money back, then no people wants Gresham to be punished. He also feels that, John also feels that John Gresham doesn't go to, he also feels that if John Gresham doesn't go to jail, yes, if John Gresham is not going to jail, he will start another business. There, Robert can become his partner. That is another thing. If John Gresham doesn't go to jail, he will start another business, and in that business, Robert Baldwin can become his partner. This makes Robert Baldwin too angry. By hearing these words of both his wife and the children, Evie and John, Robert Baldwin gets angry. Martha tries to convince her or to make him believe Baldwin by saying that now John is the sole breadwinner. That means after the crash of the bank, Robert Baldwin is not having a job. He is not earning any money to support the family financially. So only Robert Baldwin's son John is the complete breadwinner, earning money for the expenditure of the family. But his income, that means John, Robert Baldwin's son's income, is not sufficient for the family to live, to continue living by catering all the needs of the family. That also Martha trying to convince Baldwin in order to persuade him to accept the reward of $100,000 just for telling 3 words, that is a lie, I don't remember. By listening to the persuasive proclamations of his family members, especially his wife Martha, his son John, and his daughter Evie, Robert Baldwin never thought that his family will change after hearing the amount of $100,000 which John Gresham will pay if Robert Baldwin says 3 words, I don't remember. So the attitude of the family members makes Robert Baldwin very sad. It makes him sad. He calls his wife and children shams, liars, hypocrites, and thieves. Think about what is the language Robert Baldwin used for abusing his family. He calls them shams, liars, hypocrites, and thieves. Still the family, even by listening these abusive words of Robert Baldwin, the family members persuades Robert Baldwin, doesn't matter, you call us whatever you like, please try to accept the money offered by John Gresham. Think about the family members doesn't bother about what dirty language Mr. Baldwin uses to address his family members. He called his family members as shams, liars, hypocrites, and thieves. But family members do not bother about this kind of abusive words. They even say, okay, doesn't matter. You just try to accept the offered money of $100,000. At this crucial moment, another character, Mr. Marshall, the president of the Third National Bank. Mr. Marshall, by this time the president of the Third National Bank, arrives in the home of Mr. Baldwin. He gives a piece of good news, a happy news, a piece of good news or a happy news to Mr. Baldwin and to the members of Baldwin's family. He gives a piece of happy news to Robert Baldwin and his family by telling that, let us see what is that happy news, what is that bit of or piece of happy news or good news. A good position is awaiting. A good position means a good situation, vacancy. A good position is awaiting, waiting for Robert Baldwin in the Third National Bank, one of the reputed bank of that time. He hears from John Gresham. Marshall heard. He went and visited the culprit, the criminal, John Gresham, that Robert Baldwin has refused to tell lie in the court. The day of the trial, that means the day before the trial, John Gresham called Baldwin to tell a lie and to save him from jail. But John Gresham told Mr. Marshall, the president of the Third National Bank, that Robert Baldwin refused to tell a lie, even if he is granted $100,000, a huge sum for telling 3 words, I don't remember. From Gresham, that Robert Baldwin has refused to tell a lie in the court, which this honesty of Robert Baldwin naturally converted John Gresham to confess. He is told, I am ready to confess my crime in the court, which prompted John Gresham to confess, to say directly his crime to the court. Mr. Marshall is impressed by the honesty of Mr. Baldwin. So when Marshall went to visit John Gresham in the prison or in jail, Marshall was impressed by the honesty which was revealed or told by the criminal itself for misappropriating the bank funds, Mr. John Gresham. So while hearing the honesty of Mr. Baldwin, he decided in his mind to offer a better position. That is the piece of happy or good news. A good position is awaiting Robert Baldwin in Third National Bank. So by telling this, he is quoting another important lines that is described in the play itself, in the one-act play. As the play ends, he tells Robert Baldwin's family, don't worry, don't think bad about Robert Baldwin, because his honesty is popular among the people. And he tells that all the people will tell Martha and Robert Baldwin's children, I can only say to you, I can, like other people will say to you, I can only say to you what every man will be saying tomorrow about Robert Baldwin. How highly I honor and respect your husband. Actually, that is the importance of this play. Honesty is rewarded. Honesty imparts status and dignity of a human being. And bad is punished. So these are the important themes recurrent in the play throughout. Now let us critically analyze the one-act play, The Hour of Truth by Percival White. The play is concise, the play is round, and the play is dynamic. Let us see how the one-act play, The Hour of Truth, is concise, round, and dynamic. The play is concise, very brief. Brevity is the soul of it. Like that, the play is concise in nature, found in the complex simplicity. Even though the simplicity of Robert Baldwin is complex, that is Baldwin's case. So the play is very concise in nature, found in the complex simplicity of Mr. Baldwin's case. The problem of the story is that Mr. Baldwin has to choose between being honest or dishonest. That is the complexity. That is the complexity of simplicity of the character of Mr. Baldwin. To choose between honesty and dishonesty. To choose between honest and dishonest. Being honest or dishonest. The complexity within lies in that his choice will affect the life of his boss. If he is going to be honest, that nature of being honest will affect the life of his boss, Mr. John Grisham. Another complexity, let us see, is that of his bribe money. Whether he should accept the bribe money of $100,000 or refuse it. Another complexity is that of his bribe money, $100,000, and his family's greed. Family members are telling, yes, please tell a lie and accept the money, which shows the greed of the family members of Robert Baldwin for money, and tells Robert Baldwin to tell a lie. So in these cases, that means the complexity of Robert Baldwin being honest or dishonest, or to accept the bribe money of $100,000 or reject it, and the greed of his family members for money is making the play very concise, compressed, and also complex. Now let us see how the play is round. The next quality is the play is round. So first one, we told that the play is concise in nature, found in the complex simplicity of Mr. Baldwin's case. The problem of the story is that Mr. Baldwin has to choose between being honest or dishonest. The complexity within lies in that his choice will affect the life of his boss. Another complexity is that of his bribe money, $100,000, and family's greed, and it tells Robert Baldwin to tell lie. Next, we are analyzing the play is round because the main problem of the character gets discovered. The main problem of the character gets discovered, and it is revolving, and something positive come out of the entire experience. The problem of the character gets discovered. He doesn't want to tell a lie. He wanted to be honest man. And this problem is revolved, and something positive, his honesty makes Mr. Grisham to confess his crime, and he was awarded with a better position in Third National Bank, and something positive comes out of the entire experience. That makes the play Hour of Truth round in nature. Next, Mr. Baldwin stuck to his values. He does not deviate from his values. He always sticks to his values. His boss admired this. His boss Grisham, John Grisham, admired. His boss Grisham, John Grisham, admired this instead of being betrayed. So, John Grisham admitted that, yes, he is an honest man. And by the time Grisham knows that he is going to be betrayed by his secretary Robert Baldwin. Being betrayed, and Mr. Baldwin gets rewarded with being very honest. Mr. Robert Baldwin was awarded or rewarded with a great job as a result of his integrity as a man and as a professional. His personal life as well as his professional life is mainly stuck to his values. His professional life is not entirely different from his personal life, and his personal life is not entirely different from his professional life. Both his professional and personal lives are intertwined, and that life is fully stuck to his morals and values. So, Mr. Baldwin gets rewarded with a great job as a result of his integrity as a man and a professional. This change of pace means speed. This change of speed from bad energy to good energy is also what makes the play dynamic. So change from bad to good, or the pace or speed in which the bad energy is converted into good energy is what makes the play dynamic. Please try to understand when you critically analyze the play, The Hour of Truth. That is the one act play. The play is concise in nature, and the play is round in nature, and the play is dynamic in nature. I hope that you must take note of these points, and which will also make you fetch up good marks and good grades in your. Now let us listen to another dimensions of this one act to play, The Hour of the Truth.
Conclusion.
If you like this channel and if you get benefit of from this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and enable the bell icon. You will get further notifications, and you will be an ideal student for being the first in your examination. Wish you all the best. Thank you.